you can say horrific scenario which is happening up in the whole of the world. These are when the issues when you are in debt. Let us go ahead and see when you are in debt what happens. The first and the foremost thing which happens is the financial issues. All the budgeting, all the accounting goes haywire, because when you are in debt, you do not know what to do, how to do, where to get the money from. Financial issues. Then comes family issues. Husband and wife, they fight with each other, and that leads to a separation, and that leads to a divorce. Health issues. A debt, the moment the debt is there, you start getting a lot of stress, and stress leads to a lot of illnesses. And why to do that? Legal issues. Are you aware that now, since everything is this technologically linked, now it's going to be a legal issue if you are in debt, if you do not pay the credit cards on time. The credit card companies can file a case against you, and neither you can go out of the airport nor you can enter into the airport. They will catch you right at the airport itself. Work issues. If you are in debt, in fact, I have done with one of the courier company seminars, and I have seen people, they in fact go and do suicide. If the problem is there, the stress is there, the work problem is there, they go and do the suicide as well because of these debts. And the last is the complete peace of mind goes to haywire. In fact, your mind goes in pieces. So this is an issue when you are in debts. Yeah. How many of you know, sitting in this room, actually know how does the credit card work? No one knows how the credit card works. Actually, you know how the credit card works? Okay, good. So then I am at the right place to show you how does the credit card work. You know? Now assume a scenario that you went to a shopping mall and there is a television available costing 3,000 dirhams. And you do not have 3,000 dirhams in your pocket, but then you wanted to buy that television. What you do? The easiest way, take out the credit card and swipe it. The moment you swipe the credit card, the television is yours, and then you go home, enjoy, have fun of your life. Do you know what is a credit card rate of interest? Anyone? From this table, anyone? Depends. Okay, I'm just giving you an example, 2.99%. You know, I'm trying to create a scare amongst everyone. 2.99% average. Suppose if some credit card company is charging, which translates into 36% per annum, and we normally think that, oh, it's only 3% charge, fine, I'll pay next month. In fact, that's what exactly the bank wants you to do it, that you pay the minimum or you don't even pay the minimum, so that they can charge you for the late fee as well. If you pay the base minimum of just 100 rupees or dirhams, do you know how many months are you going to take to get out of that debt? 78 months. Which is 6 years and 6 months. By that time you must have changed 3 times your television. Am I right? What interest you have paid is 4,715 in total, vis-a-vis your total principal which you have spent 3,000 dirhams. Is it a good deal? How many of you think that it's a good deal? It's a good deal, paying the minimum. Okay. Again, I'm sure you are maybe the one person only I have come across with. If you are paying it on time, no problems. But if you are not paying on time, there is no credit card which is an advantage. I haven't seen any credit card. But then if you are doing it, I'm sure, maybe doing it in the best manner. But then I haven't come across with anything. What I'm trying to say over here is that people only pay the base minimum, or maybe they don't even pay the base minimum, which is not correct. And this is exactly the scenario that if you just increase from 100 to 200, how fast are you coming out of it? That is the best solution. As I said to you, see, credit card basically is a facility for not carrying a cash. Credit card is not meant for people who do not have money. Credit card is for people. In fact, this is what exactly the bank, one of the bank, I will not name the bank executive has said to me, because once I was involved in one of the persons, sorting out his issues, he said credit card is not for people who cannot pay money. Credit card is for people who can pay money on time. Otherwise, you are in trouble. So this is what exactly the scenario. Psychological
effect is too much. Because you are not paying money, so you keep on spending.
Exactly. This is exactly what my point is, that it's a future money which you might not be able to earn, which you are spending now. So I'm trying to help you not to get into this cycle. If you have a credit card, use it, and next month pay it completely. Finish. You don't have any issues. Okay. Next, sir. 7 steps to come out of debt. There are some ways to come out of debt as well. In fact, before this question, I would like to ask, how many people have one credit card in this room? 2, 3, 4.
I don't have any credit card.
Chocolate for him. Chocolate for him. Please. But then I'm trying to see 5 credit cards, 6 credit cards, 7. You know the reason why I'm asking this question in every seminar of mine is, why? I'm trying to search a person who can exceed a record of an individual who was having 14 credit cards. And all were full. Chocolate for him as well. Good. See, if you understood the point, what I'm trying to say, then we can go into the next slide. 7 steps to come out of debt. There are people who might be in a debt. How best can you come out of that? There is a problem. First of all, accept that there is a problem. Because the moment you accept that there is a problem, your half the battle is with you. You are going to come out of it because your subconscious mind says that I want to come out of it. So accept that problem is there. Then there is something called as a snowball effect. You know what is this snowball effect? How many of you see that cartoon show where from the top of the hill a snowball starts rolling down, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It comes and becomes like a house by the time it comes down. Have you seen this cartoon? Can you relate what I'm saying? Isn't it? Credit card exactly works in the same fashion if you do not pay it on time. That interest on, it keeps on rolling and it becomes a big interest amount. What my point is that if you have suppose 2 credit cards and one you have 30,000 dirhams on that and another having 5,000 dirhams, try to sort out that 30,000 dirhams first so that it will not create more interest on that. So that's called exactly snowball effect. Next, sir. Again, loan from your fixed deposit. The other day a gentleman has said to me that, Mr. Adil, I have 100,000 dirhams lying in my fixed deposit. I also have a credit card debt. Now the reason why I'm putting this 100,000 dirhams into that fixed deposit is just for, for safety reasons. So what should I do? I said, boss, immediately take out that 100,000 dirhams, put it into your credit card and finish it off, because the fixed deposits are giving you an interest of only 12%. Vis-a-vis, credit card charges you how much? 36, so which is better? Sir, increase your income. Again, if husband and wife, suppose if my wife, she's a housewife, and if I have a trouble, my wife might start working. So that's a kind of an help. If you are already working, you can always do some kind of an extra job, work, some incentive schemes must be there in this office. try to get some extra income. Now, personal loan to pay off your credit card. Now, this is an advice which I am really afraid to give, but then it is like a fire, fighting a fire. What you have to do is, take a personal loan, because normally personal loan comes at a low cost. Take the personal loan and put it into your credit card debts. I have one person who said to me that I have a personal loan also which I have finished. Talk to the bank. Nowadays the bank are also very happy to talk to you. You know why? Because they know that if you don't pay the money, there will be a 100% loss. They might put your case into the the authorities. But then to get a win-win situation, they might little bit reduce your interest as well. Talk to the bank. And finally, get a professional help. I'm sure somebody would be helping you how to get out of it. It's like you being obese, go to a doctor and doctor will show you the way how to get out of it. Are you all okay with this? Now, Ali Bhai, your role. Yep, it's a gift voucher time. Call Ali with a big round of applause, because he is not going to give you then. हो गया, क्या करेगा? बीच में ब्रेक हुआ ना यार.
Natalie Omran.
हो गया 5 minutes.
Maybe she's gone for prayer. We'll keep it for her.
We will see it. Okay, now what is financial planning? This is our another area of topic. Financial planning is nothing but planning for your, like the way you plan to come to this particular hotel, you must have planned that if I start at 5 o'clock, I might be reaching here at 6. The same thing is financial planning is that I have a son who is going to get educated down the line after 10 years. How much money would I need? I will start planning for his education or planning for my retirement. Now, this is a very interesting slide. Different life stages in the financial planning. The first is from 0 to 25, it's the time where your father and mother take care of your health. Am I right? Take care of your studies, they take care of your money, everything is taken care of by them. Am I right? From 25 to 60, it's your earning time. Earning time means you start making money. And the last is retired. Yeah. Make line. First is marriage. There are two types of people, one who is married and another who is happy. How many of you sitting in this room is happy? Wow, I'm sure you are not going to be soon happy. You will be very, very happy by getting married. Kid 1, kid 2, kid 3, no, sorry, stop. Kid 1's college, kids 2 college, kids 1 marriage, kids 2 marriage. You might buy a house, car, and then comes the retirement. See, the reason why I'm taking you to this slide is basically to show you that these are the milestone of your life, and everybody sitting in this room is going to go through. Am I right, Sirji? Am I right? I mean, you can relate that these are the things which am I going to do. Okay. For that you have to save or you have to invest. For retirement, I will be touching that subject also. You need to, do you want to compromise on your standard of living after retirement? How many of you would like to be like Mr. John? Anyone? No one. Good. I'm happy to see that. And you have to also take care of the emergencies, which is, God forbid, if any accident, illness, untimely demise happens, how am I going to take care of my family? Or how my family is going to live a life after me? Great. Now, some goals and milestones. One is education planning, retirement planning, buying a house, and dreams and aspirations. I would touch base on education planning. Anybody sitting in this room has a little one who is about to go for higher educations? Oh, good. I would like your help, sir. What is the kind of fees you are going to incur on an average for his higher studies per annum? 75,000. means almost 20,000 US dollars, isn't it? This 20,000 US dollars today. Think about a situation like if I have a son who is 3 years now, down the line after 15 years, how much would be the cost for that? And this is only 1 year, am I right? Isn't it? Now 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So if my father would have not saved enough money for my higher education, and if he says to me, son, this is not the right place for you to study, let's go to our country, there is a better place. But then to remind you, even in India or even in Sri Lanka or even in Pakistan, the cost of education, especially in a good colleges, is not cheap. It's very, very costly. I know somebody in India, one of my clients' son is studying at Manipal University in India. He is spending 50 lakhs of rupees for his medical expenses. I was like, oh, seriously, 50 lakhs of rupees for a medical. This is the kind of a cost we are talking about education planning. So for that, if you are to start savings, this is the time we have to do that. Retirement planning. Have you ever seen any bank giving a loan? Retirement loan. Any bank? Education loan is available, but retirement loan is not available. You know why? Because they know that if you take this loan, before paying the loan, you will think. So and then that will be a deficit for the bank, you know. They give you an education loan, but then that education loan itself is something, an area of a concern, because if I am taking a loan for my son, and I think that my son is going to pay for this particular loan, think about a situation where my son starts his career, he becomes a doctor, and he come to know that from the day one, from the day go, he has to pay $1,000 installments towards the loan which his father has taken. Think about it. It's a serious matter. So for that, people who are having their little ones, this is the time to start for savings. Retirement planning. Old age independence. This was exactly in the beginning I was talking to you. Till this point of time, you have always given money to your son or daughter. Think about a situation when after retirement, you are going to be dependent on your kids. Son, give me this kind of money. I want to go for this shopping. I want to buy this. I want to do this. Why do you want to create that situation? Retirement planning. Buying a house, again a milestone, depend on case-to-case basis. And the last, dreams and aspirations. Again, this is an area where suppose if somebody who is Muslim background or a Muslim, he wants to go for Hajj. Another community or another religion has another kind of a religion.